can't spend 100k on a good accessory, but can spend hundreds and of thousands on 15 ally level. I don't think that's his build though. I think he has his own build. I think he's just coming up with like this like budget build basically, which is in the case right there. Is it okay for a budget build? Yeah, probably. I guess it will do less damage, significantly less. But I mean, like that's what like you get what you paid for, right? So that's just how it goes. Can the resource clause? Well, I don't know. We'll see first right here. Well, either way, either way. Let's go. Let's check this right here, man. Let's check this. Yeah, it's ding dong react time. Some people sent me this like last week about like this like a budget build for search that deals same damage as Beast That Blade. I kinda doubt it, but I guess we'll find out, isn't it? We'll find out. We'll find out here. But yeah, see if like you guys can hear the voice by the way.
So I'm back with another budget build. However, this would be
Another budget build.
the best surge budget build you would ever find probably. And for two reasons, because when I was making this build, I decided on two things. I would make a build that would have the least amount of drawbacks and would shoot slabs just as hard as Best in Slot, so it should deal the same damage as Best in Slot and have the least amount of drawbacks. This would be a special build, but you know what else is special? The amount of people subscribing. 29%? Like seriously? You're making me look bad. 300 subscriber channel getting
Need some subs, man. Need some subs.
10,000 of views. You're making me look like I'm like bought in views or something.
Yeah, need some
Come
subs.
on,
Need
make
some
it make
subs right
sense.
there.
Don't get me banned just because you're
Gotta ask
refusing
for
to
it, man.
subscribe. Come on, just
As a
press it.
search
It's not
main,
gonna cost you
kinda,
a kidney. Let's start with
kinda
this
main,
build.
I
So,
feel
as I
bad.
mentioned, it should slab just as hard as Best in Slot. So first, let's see
Okay, we'll
what's
see this
Best in
one.
Slot. So, as everyone know, like it's just this is a decent amount of spec. What I expect an average player to have. This is the
1620
same
seems pretty good,
amount
yeah.
of crit I
Seems
expect
pretty
an
good.
average player to have. And this is the best in slot I expect an average player to have.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So how can we do the same damage as this
Oh, Karen, thank you for
while
5 gifties,
making
man.
it
Thank you, man.
10
Appreciate it,
times
man.
cheaper?
Thank you.
The answer is
You
easy.
sub.
I mean, it's
Wrong
not
guy,
easy, but
man.
I
Wrong
would
guy.
make it easy for you. We would give up spec. We would give up 400 spec. We would invest that into crit. So we would have 900 crit and 1200 spec.
So you would lose
You
400
might think I'm
spec.
crazy. Yeah.
And you put it on crit
And you would
instead.
say, wait, that would just make us crit more, but it would reduce the damage of surge tremendously. That's true. However, spec is not the only thing we are going to give up. We're going to
It's
give
double
up
crit
one
ring
of
right
the
here.
most expensive ingredients to get with surge, which is adrenaline. And you might say, why? Like, it's 15% crit and 6% damage. Not 6% damage, more like 6% attack power. That does not translate to 6% damage because it's additive. We would swap it with Keen Blunt. So the build
so you
would
change
be
it with
something
Keen
like
Blunt
this.
and no
So it
adrenaline
should be
instead then,
something like
basically.
this. So basically the damage we would be missing from the spec.
So 185 to 140% on like multiplier right there. That's the difference right there. So yeah, meeting man, meeting. Deboosting a dash blade. I mean, kinda, but I mean like well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, right? We'll check this one first, you know.
We would make it up with the damage difference between Keen Blunt and adrenaline, because Keen Blunt is 50% crit damage, and that's way more than 6% attack power, so it would deal.
Well, I mean, like, here is this thing at the same time, right? You know, 6% attack power and everything, you say it's additive, but Keen Blunt is also additive, though, because you're running entropy. So what's the difference, right? If anything, like, it's more, like, additive, because the number is bigger. You know, Curse Doll and, like, Adrenaline are 16 and 6. So you lose about, like, 0.9%, like, attack power, basically. So that's the loss right there. But Keen Blunt and Entropy are, like, a different thing. That's, like, next level, you know. But, yeah, well, either way, you know, again, benefit of the doubt, right?
Like, at least 10% more damage than adrenaline. However, we would be missing the 15% crit. But guess what else is 15% crit? 400 crit that we would add to the crit. So we would get 2 crit rings. We would put surge on both crit rings to make it
Okay. Let me let him finish. Maybe he's gonna go through that right here.
cheaper. And as you know, the most expensive accessories to get
Okay, he doesn't go through it. Yeah, he doesn't go through it. So he thought that, okay, so here is the thing, right? Here is
the
the thing.
one that
So,
have
oops,
like
I didn't mean to
the
press
classic.
that.
But guess what?
So what he's like trying to say is basically like the Keen Blunt over there. He replaced it with Keen Blunt, right? So you would get that.
However,
You would get
we
Keen Blunt
would
instead
be
of like
missing the
adrenaline,
15%
but you
crit.
lose like the crit
But
rate
guess
because you don't
what
have
else is
adrenaline, right?
15% crit?
But it will refund it to you through like this 400 crit. What you forgot to take into account is you lost 400 spec, dude. You know, you lost the 400 spec. That's what it is. That's what you're losing. It's not just like as simple as this, you know. Managed to nerf like Search DB. I thought at least like he would like come up with something with it, but he doesn't. I guess he's just done with that. So yeah. What benefit of the doubt? I ran Kinblan on death. You can literally get the negative 20 on Search crit. I was wondering why I don't do any damage. Yeah, the negative 20 is part of the Kinblan as well. Of course, 100%. It is a different thing, right? If he runs like let's say Adrenaline Keen, then maybe sure, because your crit is at least that high. It would still be worse though, because in the end you still lose 400 spec anyway. In the end, right? In the end. But either way, right there. Well, I mean, budget. This is a budget one. Is it a budget one right here? So yeah. If you want to cheap out, go side focus instead of crystal. If anything, probably like it's better to go like, yeah, a 5x3 side focus probably would perform better than this. Budget, bro. A side focus like a 5x3. It's unfortunate, but hey man, it's budget, man. Wobble, take the follow, man. Welcome, dude.
We would get
Well,
two
I don't know. Let's continue, man.
crit rings.
Okay, where was we?
Expensive
Where were we?
accessories to get is the one that have like the class ingredient. So we will get the two rings to have surge on them, so it would have 3 surge. So you don't even need legendary surge, you only need purple like book for surge. You don't need the legendary one that is the most expensive. And let's see the prices. For
Well,
example,
I guess for the sake of price, I guess, right? For the sake of
ambush
price,
5 surge 3
I guess
for
you can
example.
go for it, maybe.
Look at that, 500.
I mean, it's not that simple,
Let's
but
see.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's 500. However, this
I'm
is
surprised that someone bought that for 40k. Actually, I'm surprised someone bought that. But hey, man, who are we to say? Oh wait, is that necklace? Maybe that might be a necklace actually.
let's see.
Oh no, it's a necklace. It's a necklace. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a spec crit
it's
most likely,
500.
right?
However, this is a bid, and I expect it to
Maybe.
sell at like 1 or 2k since
Yeah.
that's what they go for. Let's do Keen Blunt for example.
Okay. Oh, just checking market
See,
right now.
it's
Just checking
7k.
market.
This is
checking
actually
market.
more. That's too expensive for a crit ring because I usually get this kind of rings for 2k, 3k.
Okay,
So
what is this
it shouldn't
video?
be
It's a video about like a budget build that deal the same damage as Biz, basically, is what he's saying. So that's basically what he's saying. So we're checking the build right now. We haven't seen like the damage yet. So
7k. It's too expensive for it, but you get the idea. It's
he's talking
really
about like
cheap to
basically
get
it's
a
like it's
crit ring.
cheaper.
Now you would be wondering how much damage do you lose on Surge? Like I don't mind showing you. Let me just max the crit so we can
Oh, because you want a crit,
like,
okay.
have a guaranteed crit to compare it between the business slot and this build.
Okay, now do you count the
So,
part
as
where
you
like
saw-
you get negative 20% on Kinblan or not though? Because you could get that, right, in Kinblan, for example. You could get that. Or is this just like basically you keep rolling it until you get like the highest number always? You know?
So it dealt almost 52 million. Okay, now let's see the business slot
That's
build.
why
which
there
is like
there was a
the
cut.
full
Most likely
spec.
probably, yeah.
So as you
So
saw,
it's 53
it
million for
deals
the standard here.
almost like 1.3 million more.
So here is the that's like part of the difference, right? So again with like the what's the name? This is like a cut like thing. You just use your search to basically like show the damage, and you only say one number as well. You don't actually like do like proper testing. You just show like one number that is probably like the highest number that you can get. You don't like count like all the other part right here. If you run kill blunt entropy, anytime you do not crit, because like let's be honest, sometimes you don't crit your search, right? When you don't crit, then it's dead because you don't get the 300% critical damage, 305, right? So when you don't crit right there, that 51k is gonna go down to like I don't know 10k I guess for that 10 million instead of like 50 million. Well, you get the point basically, right? The difference is like on base when you don't crit, instead of like hitting like 53, you do 25 million. That's the difference. And before you say, but he used to crit ring, yeah, but he take off adrenaline, so no adrenaline, right? So in the end, it's the same crit anyway. The crit chance is the same. So basically, with that crit chance, right? When you crit, you're gonna do same damage. When you don't crit, you're gonna do shit damage. So now you tell me that you can crit 100%, I guess. You tell me. But hey man, it's for the sake of budget build, I guess. So yeah. In the cut, you can change and gems and stuff as well. You could, but I mean, like, let's give him the part where, like, even if, like, let's say you do change the gem just to, like, inflate, like, that right there, it's not gonna be as good anyway. Because, like, even if that happens, the math is there. Not critting at 20 stack hurts a lot, yeah. And it's not like he has higher crit, because he take off adrenaline for, like, 2 crit ring. So yeah. Okay, exclamation armory, Alexi. Can't spend 100k on the good accessory, but can spend hundreds and of thousands on 15 ally level. I don't think that's his build though. I think he has his own build. I think he's just coming up with, like, this, like, budget build basically, which is in the case right there. Is it okay for a budget build? Yeah, probably. I guess it will do less damage, significantly less. But I mean, like, that's what, like, you get what you paid for, right? So that's just how it goes. If you want to go cheaper, go RE. Is a chill build. It would perform just as good. You can run RE if you still insist on search. With budget, you can probably even run side focus. But yeah, either way, you get the point basically. Well, in any case, let's move on for this one.
So just one extra million. But guess what?
It's not just one extra mil.
Your basic skills will slap way harder than the full spec. Because you have Keen Blunt, not Adrenaline. So you would have
No,
potential.
not at all. That's not how it works. Your skill wouldn't do as much actually. No, it actually wouldn't do as much. You have Keen Blunt. Yeah, but adrenaline lets you like basically like do the same, but then like it doesn't have diminishing return. It's the same thing basically. He's not including the demerit of Keen Blunt weapon. The demerit could happen, of course, yeah. But even if like the demerit doesn't happen, right? It's not. That's not how it works as well. Because when you crit, you do same damage, and then when you don't crit, you do shit damage now, compared to like the thing. So it's not the same. That's not how it works. Well, he doesn't show like the numbers of like the standard skill, but well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like well, you get the point basically. When you crit and when you don't crit, two very different numbers. When you crit, sure, you can say it's the same, but when you don't crit, it will be way worse, way worse. Because like 300% critical damage when your crit is not even that high. Yeah, well, I mean, like sucks to be
To
sucker, I
deal
guess.
more damage than business slot. And the
Yeah,
only
well,
drawback, and I repeat, the only drawback is
the
the
only
orb
drawback.
generation, and that's it.
What was
That's
the
it
only drawback?
basically.
One sec.
The only drawback is the orb generation, and that's it. That's it
Orb
basically.
generation. I mean, orb generation is, I guess, I mean, yeah. I mean, well, okay, there's a lot of drawback. It's not the only drawback. We just went through everything. But you know what? It is what it is. That's a budget build. Budget build, yeah. How much less CD does he get? How much less CD does he get? Oh, that is true, actually. Yeah, there is the cooldown reduction as well. Yeah, for that one. Well, either way. Yeah, you get the point. There is like a lower spec. There is like outlier, of course, but that's calculated as well. Just go 1600 crit to crit always. Yeah, sure goes Dandan, man. Crit always. Only drawback. Just go mass increase. There is only attack speed drawback. At mass increase, probably. Nah. I mean, like, I don't recommend it at all, but you get the point, basically. So, yeah. 85% crit for Keen Blunt is not even achieved here. It's not even achieved, man. Your crit is still, like, around, like, 50%. It's still 50-50, basically. If he doesn't show a 3-minute total damage test between two builds, he's not convincing anyone. Well, I'm not saying that like this build is like bad. This build will do like some damage as well. It will do significantly less than like the actual Beast one. But the price, again, right? He's making a budget build. So is it like a budget build? Is it the best budget build? Probably not. Is it the same damage as Beast Death Blade? It won't be. It just won't be. But for the price, do you guys wanna do that? I mean, by all means, sure, I guess. If you run this though, even if you think that you do good damage, right? You can't blame people for like kicking you, for saying that who is this crit search, man? Crit search Deathblade. You can't blame them because it's not the right build, right? So yeah, well, you get the point basically. You get the point. You get the point. What budget? He's making like a 2 crit ring arrow, man. Would you accept it into Brawl Party? I wouldn't know because it looks sus. It just looks like the guy doesn't know what he's doing. Crit like search, right? So yeah. Well, I mean, like you do what you will. Basically, it's your like option to run the budget if you want to, by all means. And if people like don't wanna accept you, that's normal as well. It will do damage, but it won't do damage as much as a beast. But again, the beast is expensive, I guess, right? So you get what you paid for, you know. Precise dagger search right there. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to show you orb generation now.
I just using the orb generation for this then.
So we will see how much it takes to generate full orbs with normal full spec build.
This is full spec, normal full spec.
So it takes 4 skills to generate full orbs. Now
Okay.
let's see
It would
how
be
much
beast
it
because
takes
it
to
would be much
generate
cheaper.
full orbs
But it's not,
with
yeah.
400 less spec. So the only difference is that you would need to invest an extra
That's the orb
skill.
generation.
You
I
also
think the
might
difference
think
was the cooldown
it might
reduction as
affect
well,
the
though.
cooldown reset from the orbs. Well, thankfully it doesn't, so your rotation would not be affected. I already tested. So if you liked it, you want me to experience on
My budget build run bird and leech of others, not legion rate. My budget build, yeah. I don't know, man. Well, either way, I mean, like, this is just like part of like the
other
budget, I guess.
classes, since I have been giving my full focus on that blade, then subscribe. Then I might check other classes. If we get 500, I might make builds for other classes too. So that's it for today.
Alright, well, that's like basically the search right there. The best build for search that deals same damage as Beast Death Blade right there. So that's not necessarily true, but I mean, like, that's his video right there. That's the video, that's the video. But yeah, I don't know, man. Don't know, don't know. So yeah, interesting. Whoa, I mean, like, who got debated here? Now the question is, who got debated down here actually? So run budget build to save for level 10 search gem worth. Not really, I guess. Not really, not really, because it probably wouldn't make up like your like damage loss. Probably wouldn't make it up. So yeah, and like if you see like, let's say like a crit search death blade running around with level 10 search gem, would you accept it? Nah, not really. I would accept a spec with level 7 search though, because it won't make it up. It won't really. That's not really like a simple. Don't make more budget build without knowing the depths of what the fuck you're even doing. Yeah, well, I mean like well, that's why like we check it, right? That's why someone was checking it as well. So yeah, search build easier to play. You no longer need to worry about adrenaline stack, but you just use your, what was the name of that skill with like a 4 second cooldown? You just use that. You don't even need like to worry about it. But I mean, I guess yeah. Well, in any case, that's like his video about it right here. Well, we explained like what's the problem right there. It doesn't do the same damage as Beast Death Blade because he only show his crit. When he doesn't crit, he's gonna do like way shittier damage, obviously. And it's not like he has higher crit because he drop adrenaline for keen blunt plus entropy, by the way. But yeah, I don't know, man. Don't know. I don't know. It is just part of it right here. So yeah, we'll see like if anyone right here. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm not sure. Some people probably get debated right here. It's well, it's up to people, I guess. Either way, this is the best budget build for search, and like we'll see like how it goes. I guess we will see if anyone like get debated for that. I mean, like, I still wouldn't accept it though. It just feels like weird to look at it. It's the same thing as like looking at like, let's say like a crit igniter. You know, not that different, right? A crit igniter. You know, let's say 1000 crit, 1200 spec on igniter. Similar enough, right? Isn't it, man? Similar, similar. Yeah, and then like you look at it and you're just like, you look at this like, what the fuck is this guy doing, man? So I wouldn't accept it. Some people will get wouldn't accept it as well. But that's like that's the video, I guess. I don't know about this one. I guess like calculation wise, there's a lot of things that was wrong over there. But the only thing is just, you know, he doesn't count like when he doesn't crit. So yeah, if he removes the same damage, it will be fine. You can say it's a budget build, a good one. Sure, I guess it's a budget build. I guess it will do like some damage as well. Again, and but it will be less as like the Beast Death Blade. So it's kind of like, yeah, be careful of getting debated basically. Just be careful, be careful. Just make sure you count everything, man. You cannot just see. I see a lot of people do this right here. You know, they just take half of the math and then like ignore the other half. Like this half of, like, let's say taking only like the critical damage, and you don't count like when you don't crit, is not how you're supposed to do it. That's not how you're supposed to do it. But I guess it will fly as a budget build, just not the same damage. Crit Empress Arcana budget build for the next video. I don't know. I guess we'll see if like there is like more budgeting. I mean, like if something like weird comes up like this, basically it's gonna come up on my React Andy for sure. Then we can check it. We can check it. We can check it. But I guess we will see right there. So yeah, some people are gonna get debated, especially like in the comments later. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is right there. It is what it is. Subscribe to the guy. I mean, I don't know, man. Goes and then do. The thing about it is like it's misinformation, so you don't miss free content. Nah, you guys can sub for it. You guys can sub if you want to, right there. But I mean, like so far, this is misinformation. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar as well. I never seen like the person, so yeah, it's misinfo. In any case, in any case, right there. Yeah, well, we'll go back then. We'll go back. We'll go back for now. We will go back. Okay, back to the game, man. Ding dong, react over.